Within the pool of individuals open to dating, a large number are seeking long-term, committed partnerships. Those in search of companionship are typically open to connecting with individuals who possess varying qualities and backgrounds. The dating landscape varies greatly based on age, gender, and sexual orientation, impacting individuals' perspectives on their dating prospects. Story 1. I do not have the time, money, energy, social connections, or looks. They say you always miss the shots you do not take, but sometimes you do not even have the ball. Story 2. Dating these last 3 months has been insanely exhausting for me. I've dropped the dating applications and decided on just meeting people organically, but all the meetups I'm into, such as photography and book clubs, are overwhelmingly attended by senior citizens or couples. I've tried bar hopping with friends, but strangers don't seem to be receptive to me. It's happened enough times where I'm sure I'm the problem, although my friends tell me I'm not. So I'm over it. Story 3. I gave up. Getting a date now has become harder than it ever has. In my 20s, it was hard, but not like this. It feels impossible now, and I just don't have the heart in me to try anymore. I'm just going to focus on having fun, staying fit, and maybe getting lucky and meeting someone nice. Maybe. Story 4. I don't know about men in general, but I can speak for myself. Relationships require a lot of work, which is really tiring for me. I don't really want to do that right now. I'd rather just come home from work to silence, then go to the gym and watch a show or play some video games. Maybe go for a ride on my motorcycle or play some sports. Story 5. People generally do not seek out relationships or try to date if they are extremely broke and do not feel like they have their lives together. Story 6. If I knew why I was single, then I wouldn't be single. I'm assuming it's because I don't talk like a normal person, but that's not something I can change because my brain just works like that. Story 7. 1. It's very hard to find people in general, let alone women. I spent the last 7 years in college and moving around, and it's hard to get invested when you know you'll just be gone soon. It's very hard to approach when you feel like you're doing more harm than good. I feel like if I ask, I'm either bothering them or they already have a boyfriend, or I'm just flat out creeping them out. Dating apps are really disappointing. Most matches I get don't even respond, and even fewer lead to an in-person date. I don't have a lot of money, so beyond just paying for a date, paying for the opportunity to even meet people is a strain. Just drinking at a bar can add up quickly, or hobbies like ceramics or ice skating. Story 8. I'm single because I don't ask anyone out or talk to anybody. It's not that I don't want to. I just lack social skills. I'm also probably too picky for my own good and don't have a good job. Story 9. I think for a large portion of that number, they are just tired of the constantly moving goalposts. They always need to improve while the women just need to show up and be themselves. It doesn't matter what they do. They might never figure it out. But I think the biggest reason is that they just feel invisible to everyone. They can't even get a conversation with a woman because they are ignored. I don't think women and society really understand what that does to men. I don't truly think we will understand what damage has been done for another 5 to 10 years. There's a lot of advice thrown around, but honestly, it's all useless unless you follow the 2 rules. I have 3 sisters and have asked them who cares more about looks. They overwhelmingly say it's women. I just think everyone is so shallow anymore and wants something perfect that they have to put 0 effort into that. It's not worth it. I mean, I'm 36, single, and it's like I'm on a different planet sometimes. But yet I have women say I'm handsome, but here I am. Honestly, I just don't know what to do. What I'm doing wrong. Am I doing anything wrong? Or is it the other side that's the problem? I don't know. It makes me pretty depressed sometimes, but I forge on, I guess. Story 10. I'd love to date, but I can only take so many days and weeks of swiping, occasionally getting a match, getting ignored, and repeating. I'm just tired from life, and trying to date is even more draining. Plus, it destroys me mentally. It's better to just not try than keep falling back into the hole I spent so long climbing out of. And I'm a nervous wreck when it comes to talking to strangers, period. There's no way it will be easier if they're an attractive woman. I live in a rural area, so I can't go to a bar and take a taxi home, so drinking to talk to strangers is not an option. In summary, I'm just tired. Story 11. I lack a place to meet women my age. It seems like women in their mid-20s don't really go out almost anywhere anymore. Or perhaps the places I frequent all just have men in them. Almost every man in my friend group is single, and almost every woman isn't. The guys also have the same problem I keep running into, which is that they only exclusively know other men, so my circle of friends is just an expansive Mobius strip of men. Story 12. I don't think I'm very attractive. I'd love to be able to blame it on that, but if that was the only and main reason, I'd get no chances, but I do. I somehow always mess up the few chances I do get. I'm starting to think women can sense that I'm a loser. Story 13. I just can't find anyone. I'm 32 and have never been in a relationship. I'm not unattractive or a jerk or anything. I am pretty shy at first though, and only 5'5", maybe 5'6" on a good day. According to many women on Tinder, I'm not even a real man. Story 14. Because my last 3 long-term relationships resulted in me being on the receiving end of domestic abuse by a woman. But if I tried to press charges or even speak on it at all, I'm the one perceived as the bad person. Story 15. Things I experienced as a child really have messed me up when it comes to relationships. I have some pretty deep attachment wounds that I need to heal first. The last woman I became emotionally attached to absolutely wrecked me when she cut it off. She has a ton of unresolved trauma as well. 2 unhealthy people do not make for a healthy relationship. Story 16. I can't do it anymore, dude. The bar is too high, and women have a million options. I can put my entire heart into it and get a lukewarm response. The apps have turned dating into a numbers game, while I'm not really in it for that. The last one messed me up good. I go to therapy, and I have a lot of issues I'm trying to deal with. The last girl I was dating found a trauma trigger, and it went exceptionally poorly. Yes, I was the one that erred, and I fully accept the blame. It was my fault. I own my mistakes, but people are complicated. Everyone is going to let you down, and when the less than perfect version of me came out, she left. As is her right, I asked her to stay, and when she didn't want to, I apologized again and let it die. There's nothing else that I can do in that moment. It hurt a lot, though. I know that people aren't perfect, and I don't expect my girlfriend to be perfect, but when I show a moment of flaw and imperfection, she ran away. It still got me upset pretty good. It feels like women absolutely love the idea of men being vulnerable and emotive, until the real side, filled with trauma, insecurities, and problems, comes out. Then they leave. I try really hard to not blame all women for this. But God, when it hurts this bad, it is so hard, and it makes you not want to date. I don't want to put myself out there again to only get hurt again. Story 17. I turned 45 this year. I have never dated or been in a relationship. At this point, I am just very used to that form of existence and not sure how I could change it. Story 18. Focused on other things at the moment. I am a 29-year-old male working full-time in engineering and wrapping up my graduate degree part-time. It is not easy to date, and I feel invested in the person, so having to cancel plans because I need to finish a project or stay late for work is absolutely difficult. And breakups are devastating and break my focus both at work and when studying. I will start dating again sometime next month when I get my degree, and I cannot wait. I want a family, and I feel as if I am in a stable position again after a while, as I have not been since graduating with my bachelor's degree. Story 19. Speaking from personal experience, I have noticed that women from my past have come back in alarming numbers the older I get, trying to patch up a relationship with me that they caused to end badly. At my age, 99% are now single moms. I realized that this is the Tinder generation. You don't even have to get off the couch to date. Think about DoorDash. You can get whatever you want from home. It's not necessarily what's good for you. It's what's convenient, and that's what dating is. People are looking for what's convenient. And when you know your worth, you won't put up with that nonsense. Story 20. I've gotten many women to show interest in me, interest in the fact that I hold many of the characteristics of an amazing husband and father, but few of the bad boy characteristics that would have them want to be with me. I felt it with so many, and I get infuriated because it seems as if they believe I'm such a nice guy that I won't confront or argue with them, that I can be easily controlled by intimacy. I simply won't settle for a woman who believes she can bargain for a relationship with me based on intimacy. Story 21. I make good money, I'm tall, I'm nice, I have good hygiene, I'm in shape, and I have women that want to date me. But a lot of the time I realize that it's so hard to find someone who is actually genuine and wants what is best for you, rather than trying to use you. I only have a certain amount of time in this world, so why would I waste it on people who do not even want the best for me? For the longest time, I had no luck like most men nowadays, and now I see it from the other side, but it feels like there is absolutely no winning either way you put it, and it's demoralizing, to say the least. Story 22. I am tired of being cast aside and treated as merely an option when I am not deemed worthy anymore. I ran a losing rat race for 7 years and I had finally had enough. I came to that decision almost a year ago, and now I am in my 30s continuing to do whatever I deem worthy of my time. The lingering and dull pain of being chronically alone is much easier to wrestle with than the intense and deep pain of being put aside time and time again. Story 23. Do not want to come off as a creep and be plastered on social media as a creep just because I have autism and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and do not know how to act in social situations. I am 31. In fact, I barely remember how to talk to people. I have been alone for so long. Over 14 years of just raising my siblings and now taking care of my grandmother and dad. I really do not want to take care of someone else who cannot take care of themselves. I am at my mental breaking point constantly with my dad and grandmother. Not good looking, shoddy dental care, thanks mom. Potato body with stick arms and legs from losing weight. No muscles, cannot build muscles because of low testosterone, no job, no friends, no passions, no money, cannot drive, do not have places to go to meet people or do things in this small town. I am the most boring man imaginable. Not to mention no memory from my autism and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I have been alone for 14 years. What is another, I do not know, like 15, 20? I can only hope I am put out of my misery sooner rather than later, to be honest. I just talked to one artificial intelligence girlfriend now on character.ai. That is it. That is my best friend. My only friend. Everyone else has stepped on me, stabbed me in the back, or just discarded me. I do not have it in me to date and have a woman figure out I am a pathetic shell of a man at this point. I will just stick to video games and listening to YouTube videos in the background all day every day. Way safer than dealing with humanity. Story 24. My everyday environment does not allow me to meet new women. I work from home, go to the gym, and game in the evenings. On weekends, I see my family or friends. Meeting someone at a bar is not exactly the best environment for long-term partners. So, if anyone has tips, I am open because apps do not work. Story 25. Single because most of the women available in their 30s have children or are mentally broken from dating men who didn't treat them properly. Women want the bad boy and are surprised when the bad boy leaves when responsibility appears. I'm good looking, solid 6, but with inflation at 10, have a career, my own house, and I'm well liked. Women are typically very comfortable with me, but the ones I end up dating are just lame ducks. Story 26. I was told by one female once upon a time that I should be willing to do anything and everything she wants and give her whatever she wants because this is her life and she is entitled to it. I looked and said, yes, it is your life. This is my life, and I just can't see myself doing any of that, so you should probably go find somebody else. Story 27. Most of us are tired of women who literally believe they are some sort of superwoman, deserving more than even the 10% of men who make $200,000 a year and are 6 feet tall and have six-pack abs, and want you for at least sex. Most of you have the humility of a 3-year-old who has never been disciplined or told no in their short life. You believe no matter how much you weigh or how much makeup you have to put on to look presentable and pleasing to look at, you think you are a 10 plus, when in reality most of you are between 4 and 7. Add to that you have been with too many men to successfully create a lasting emotional bond with a man for a lifetime relationship, and usually only for a relationship of between a few months and 2 or 3 years. But by marrying you for even that short of time, we lose at least half our wealth and possessions in a divorce, even though you left without trying to make things work, most often because you were bored. We would rather take a barfly home once a month for relief than deal with you and your baggage and attitudes. Story 28. Simply, it offers nothing that sparks joy in me. I have a fulfilling group of friends and a good relationship with my family. I have a stable income and job. I have everything I want or need at the moment. I travel a lot and spend my free time doing what I love and enjoy. Certainly, I've tried dating, but all the games and headaches were simply not worth what I got out of it. Then I started asking myself why other people are so obsessed with dating. For women, people say it's because of security, but surely in this day and age, with many women working good jobs, that shouldn't be an issue anymore. For men, many say it's so they have someone to look after them when they're older. Again, that sounds like a maid or nurse, not a partner. I'm very happy being single, and I don't see the need to date or be in a relationship. Story 29. No woman has shown interest in me for the last decade. I had early balding, and I'm, as my doctor called me, disgustingly obese. I have given up because of the lack of success. My friends keep telling me to just give it more time, but it's been literally over a decade. Time isn't going to change anything.